The Spectra V3 display provides a wealth of information about the current settings of the detector and targets that you're detecting. Here in the center portion of the display, you can see we're in the coin and jewelry program. The triangle is indicating that it's a modified version of coin and jewelry. On the status bar, we have a light bulb indicating that the backlight is also on. When a target is detected, like your quarter here, first, of course, you're looking for a solid, repeatable beep upon multiple passes. The spectrograph shows all three frequencies. The lowest spectrograph, or the bottom one, is the lowest frequency. Center frequency, the top one's the high frequency. Because the quarter is in the high range, you can see that fades the low frequency spectrograph fades the last, or lingers the longest. High frequency fades first, center frequency, then the lower frequency. You also see the depth in inches here, an icon of the likely target, and the VDI number. The 80 plus 83 indicates that it's high on this VDI scale, this minus 95 to plus 95 VDI scale here on the display. You also see the discrimination pattern for coin and jewelry, red being the rejected targets, green being the accepted targets. Now when we go to the pinpoint mode, trigger squeezed and held, I'm going to lock the pinpoint mode by squeezing, holding the trigger, pressing and holding enter, and then releasing the trigger. And you'll see that it's locked the pinpoint mode at this point. As you're pinpointing the quarter, slowly moving over the target, you can see that the quarter is strongest on the bottom bar, which is the lowest frequency, a further indication that that is in that quarter high silver range. Now on a gold ring, here on my white gold ring, if I go to pinpoint it, you can see the high frequency is the strongest, telling me that that's in that nickel gold range. On a brass type target, here we've got a brass target, the strongest pinpoint is the center frequency. The center frequency is strongest on your brass type targets. So low bar strongest on silver, copper, high-end targets. Top bar strongest on your gold type targets. Here you can see on my man's chain, much stronger on the top, high frequency. And then the center frequency strongest on your brass lead type targets. There's an optional search mode in the 3x3 target ID system, and that is with the trigger locked forward. I'm going to unlock the pinpoint mode by squeezing and releasing the trigger a couple times. Then I'm going to lock the toggle forward. On a quarter, here's my quarter, you can see the analyze mode is color-coded. Green is the lowest frequency, and it is strongest on the quarter. Again, your silver copper targets are going to come in strongest at your lowest frequency. And this clearly shows this. Normally, a good target gives you a nice camel hump pattern, slightly different at your different frequencies. This analyze mode is also giving you an idea of size. The two bars here are telling you that's not a very big target. This sizing is calibrated here. You can see the 2-inch scale with the dots across the bottom. So this is a signal that has been achieved within 2 inches movement of the search coil. On a larger target, you can see these bars are spread further apart. That's telling me that's a much larger target. Here's another target that's quite large. You can see that's giving me a much larger signal there. Another thing about the analyze mode is that if you don't have camel humps at all 3 frequencies, you can see we've got a dip here in our low frequency. That is a typical indication of iron. Again, here on my iron steel type target, I'm getting a funny little pattern there at one of the frequencies, and that's telling me that's likely going to be an iron target. Difficult bottle caps to reject are also going to give me clues in this analyze mode. You can see I've got dips at 2 frequencies there. That's definitely not a very good target. Even though it may give me a solid tone and a good quarter indication like a lot of the old bottle caps do, Analyze is going to show you, often going to show you that that's an iron target by not having your camel humps like you normally do. Most all of your good alloys will give you the better pattern, a more consistent pattern at each of the frequencies. You can see here again, nice camel humps at all 3 frequencies. And again, your trashy type targets tend to give you dips in your pattern. And the sizing is also again very significant. Again, on my large steel here, much bigger target here on this spread. After you've analyzed the target, you can squeeze and release to return to a search mode or squeeze and hold to pinpoint.